Okay, so in the last video we have learned how to export data from the workbench, and I just have exported one file. If you see my desktop, and this is the Excel file, the CSV file that I just now have exported. These are the lead data that I have. Okay, now I am going to go and show you how can you insert data through the same workbench. I actually have created an Excel file, okay, called lead data. This is some dummy data that I have entered manually. Now I'm going to show you how can you enter the same data in your lead object. So these are the dummy record that I just have typed in. All right, and my file name is lead data, which is there in the which is there in my desktop. Okay, now in order to upload this data, in order to insert this lead data, I'm gonna go and open the same workbench. See, for insert I have a button called insert. If I go to data in workbench, I have a button called insert. If I go to insert, I have already selected lead in the previous example. That's why it has been selected already, but if you want, you can change the object name. I want to insert these data, this particular Excel file data, in the lead object. So let's open this, click on data, insert, and choose this button. From file, browse it, and this is the data. This is the exported data which I just have exported from the lead object, and this is my brand new data which has not been inserted yet. Okay, click on open. Now I have selected it, correct? If you click on next page would be this. So I have to tell you something here in this page, and this is a common steps that you would be doing for any of this tool. This is we are just learning workbench. In next video we will learn like import wizard, data loader, IO. Everywhere the same process. You select the file and do the mapping. What do you mean by mapping now? Understand this. Mapping means, let's say my Excel file or my CSV file, right, has last name, status, company, phone, email as the column name. And guess what? Salesforce, if you go to Salesforce and open the lead object, just go to setup here, go to object manager here, and search the lead object. Go to the lead object, go to this fields and relationship. Whatever field that I have written down, I have noted down in my Excel column, let's say status. If you go here in the lead object, this is my lead object and all these fields. If you search status, is the same status fields I have. My point here is this, please understand this line, okay? You as an admin have to make sure that the Excel or the CSV file column name should be the exactly column name as the field name. You're getting me? So let's say the field name is lead status. That's the label. That's what you get to see when you open a lead data. But the actual field name in the backend is STUS, status. And that is something which you have to copy and paste it in your CSV file. If you don't do it, if you say, let's say my status or status hyphen my. So if you give anything else, then the system will be confused. Suppose you're giving here status, or you're giving here my status, or you're giving here home phone or office phone. Now there is no field exists inside lead object called home phone. There are two field exist called PHONE, phone and mobile. If you give anything else, any different name in the column, then Salesforce will be confused where to drop the data. This is where you have to do the mapping. You have to tell the system here, hey system, see right now I have the same name in the Excel column as the field name. That's why automatically the mapping has been done. Company mapped with company, email mapped with email. But in case if I give here home phone, this is right hand side, these are the CSV file field. Left hand side, these are the Salesforce fields. Got it? So if I give here home phone instead of phone, then Salesforce will be confused. And then Salesforce will ask you, hey admin, can you please let us know where exactly I'll dump this data called home phone? Then you have to go and manually map it. I hope this mapping part is clear. Again, I'm repeating, mapping is needed pretty much when you have the different name specified in the column than the actual field name. Okay, so this is a generic problem that I find as an admin when I go and do the data loader. So customer, what they do is they just give us the raw CSV file, which doesn't have the exact field name that we have in the Salesforce fields, right? Because they're supposed to get me the CSV file from a different team, and the different team don't know what is the field name and all. So sometimes we as an admin have to do this filtration in the Excel file, or when you do the data load, you have to do the mapping manually. You get it? I hope the mapping part is clear. Now for me, I don't have to do the mapping because my Excel file name and the field name are same. Okay, so just click on map fields. Once you're done with map fields, there are total 8 records to be inserted, and the fields are this: company, email, name and all. Click on confirm insert. See, this is going to tell you how many record has been inserted, how many record is failed. Okay, one question that you might get here. Let's say I have 8 records. 6 record has been inserted, 2 record has failed. In this case, you will see the result here. This 6 record has been inserted, this 2 record has been failed. Everything will get a status over here. Next point here is, because I have done with the insert operation, you know, right? Whenever you insert a record in Salesforce, Salesforce will give you this ID. See, this is a record name test, and that's the ID 00Q. Do you see my mouse over here? 00Q5G, that's the ID. So Salesforce, whenever a record gets inserted, Salesforce will provide this ID, and that's the Salesforce ID. Because the record has been inserted successfully, I got this ID. Now, how do I test it? You know what? I can go directly to Salesforce record from this particular ID. If I hover over, I got this option called update the record, delete the record, undelete, purge, and view in Salesforce. If I click on view in Salesforce, check this out. It will take me directly to the Salesforce record. So this is a brand new record named Richard. If I show you my Excel file, this is Richard data. You see, first one is Richard, then Robert, then Alex, John, Adam, right? Let me just go to my leads and click on today's leads. This is the list view that we have created, right? This is a standard list view, by the way, we didn't create it. So if you see here, today I created all these lead: Adam, Alex, Gary, Jason, John, Louis, Richard, and Robert. And that's the same lead information which I have in my Excel. Okay, so this is pretty much clear how I use this Excel file and Workbench to insert the data inside Salesforce. I'll try to provide the same Excel file below this video so that you can also do the same testing that I have done over here. All right, so please use Workbench. Please follow the same step that I have done and try to insert these 8 records inside Salesforce and do test it. The record has already been created or not. All right, so we have learned in this video how to use Workbench to insert or import a data. Previous video we have learned how Workbench can be used to export the data from the Salesforce, right? So export is done, import is done. Next video we are going to see how a record can be updated with the help of Workbench. So we'll perform update operations. All right, see you in the next video.